I'm Juice Mazelee, artist, writer. I consider myself an actor and an advocate for mental health.
How does cannabis come into play in your creative process as an artist?
I think, honestly, that's a cool one too, cause cannabis for my creative process, it's actually okay. So in the art form of what I consider like what I do, which is hip hop. So I would say culturally it's always been a part of any like creative process just because people used to jam out and things of that nature. So for my creative process, it's sort of the same thing. It's something that I use to stimulate my mood, to get my vibe right, and it give me ideas. It make me want to get into my writing bag. Sometimes I might read. So all of that is a part of my creative process, and cannabis play a role in that.
How does cannabis impact your life personally?
It's cool because I feel like I grew up in it. So I grew up in an era where you talking about dime and nick bag era. I grew up in that time to nowadays where literally we live in Illinois and cannabis is on the shelves to purchase. So my history with it is cool. Like I didn't start it way back then. I'm 24 now, so I got a long history with it.
How did you get your start as an artist?
Okay, so I was playing basketball in high school and I was on the team, things was going well, and I had a sudden shift in me. And like sometimes it's for any artists in this craft, any hip hoppers, man, you got this itch that like you gotta scratch when it comes to music because you listen to so much of it and it consumes you, and then it comes to a point where you want to try it for yourself, and you want to hear yourself, you want to create what you're listening to, and that's kind of how it happened for me. I just chose one over the other. So for me, I let basketball go, and I picked up music. But I've always been a writer since I was a kid.
Who is someone in the industry or not that inspires you?
All right, so somebody in the music and cannabis industry that inspires me would be Burner. I would say Burner because I like his business model and how he intersects the worlds of like cannabis and music. And basically just having it where his lifestyle that he probably actually live on a day-to-day basis is what he's branding. That's what Cookies is. And so I think a lot of artists should take that route, and whatever it is that they branding as far as what their lifestyle is, if you spend money on it, put some money back into figuring out how to, expand on that. So that's why I like Burner.
That was a good response. Favorite munchie food?
Favorite munchie food? Man, it all varies. See, I'm super on the junk food wave. Like, I could get in. I don't know. See, it depends on the time of day.
Are you a Little Debbie, a Flamin' Hots? Like, what is your? Are you just
so
like a weird food person?
Nothing hot. So nothing hot. I don't like hot stuff. But yeah, I could get into the Little Debbie's, but it depends. Like that's why I say it depends on time of day, how stoned I am, and what I got a taste for. Because like sometimes I could be real high and I'm like, man, I want a real good burger, like off the grill. And that might be what I go for. Or I'm like, man, I want some barbecue and I go get turkey tips. Or I don't know, like I could cook too, so hell, I don't know. Sometimes I make gumbo when I'm high. It could just vary.
Casually.
it could just vary, man.
As one would. Okay. Favorite spot to sesh or go after a sesh?
Okay. That's another one that's seasonal. So my answer to that is seasonal because if it's nice, since we live in Chicago and it's nice out, I like to session in the parks, go to public parks and stuff like that. It's real dope to have sessions at the beach, of course. But yeah, I'm real outdoorsy type. So I like going to nature preserves too. Like, you ever been to Starved Rock? Starved Rock is tight. Yeah, Starved Rock is tight. Starved Rock is pretty much like this nature preserve. It got a waterfall there. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I love session.
Okay. Most meaningful or special song you've written or performed?
Alright, this is cool. Can I pick two?
Say la vie.
Alright,
Like,
cool.
go ahead.
So one of them would be Hey Mama. I would say Hey Mama because like me and my mom had a different relationship, and that's why I say it also like intersects with cannabis, because like that was part of our relationship too, is like having, you know, our little sessions, and we chop it up about anything, a whole range of things. My mom was one of my best friends, so Hey Mama I feel like was a cool song because it was a song for mom, but when people listen to it, they can probably relate to whatever parts of the lyrics that they relate to, but also that's what type of bond that I had with my mom, so we would talk like this. So I would say that's definitely one of the most meaningful songs that I performed and wrote, because it, you know, I got to share a piece of me with everybody else. And also I would say the song Scent. It's the last song on Heaven Sent. And the reason I say that is because over the summer I did Tack Room in Talia Hall, and I realized that when I did the album in its entirety, the song Scent is actually about, you know, well, I won't spoil it for anybody who haven't heard the album, but it's a song that explains how I lost my best friend. So it was one of the most meaningful songs that I ever wrote or performed, because once I was done performing it, I realized how heavy the content of the song was, and you know what I was saying. Like, I was shaking for a little minute. It was emotional, but that's when I was able to realize the power in my stuff.
Okay. Now, going to cannabis. What do you want to see for the cannabis industry?
I was just having this discussion with my boy, but like I would want to see more diversity in the cannabis industry and more opportunity. I feel like the cannabis industry, especially in Chicago, is like some secret society shit.
MSOs.
It's kind of like don't nobody know how to actually get into the industry, and so that's something I would like to see change. I would like to see people and more diverse groups, ethnically and of even financial status, like be able to get more opportunities in the industry themselves. I think I would like to also see it more affordable to get in the industry. I think, you know, a lot of the way they price licensing and, you know, the regulations of the things you have to do to actually make yourself official cost a lot of money, and I think it should be just as affordable as people that want to be real estate agents or something like that.
How do you see your music, and you playing a role in this vision of the future of cannabis?
Well, the way I want to transition my music into like the industry is by like marketing and branding. First of all, like pretty much I realized that like, okay, so over the summer when I was signed with Rosebud All Day, I was learning like by one of my label mates that dispensaries can do simple things like license out songs from the artists that they sync, and they'll play them within the shop, or they'll play them in advertisement commercials for, you know, whatever strand is coming out. But these are ways that artists can make money within the cannabis industry, and so that's something that I would like try to focus on in the future, is being able to bridge my music into the doors, and once I'm in the doors, work my way to the shelves.
Okay. Why did you choose to collaborate on this video with Merp?
Because I love the fact that y'all are multimedia like brand, and that y'all also work on like in cannabis, because it matters. Like, me and you have had this discussion, but it's like it matters because especially here in Chicago, we know what the climate of the cannabis industry is. We know the quality of the weed that's on these shelves, and it's not really, it's weird sometimes how the guys on the street can have better shit than what we paying for on the shelves. And so that's when you start to understand that it's people who probably want to officiate themselves in the black market but can't get in. And so, you know, I think that's one of the reasons that I wanted to work with you guys, is because y'all uncovering this type of stuff and y'all are shedding light on it and educating people on it. So I wanted to be a part of that for sure.
To find out more about artist Juice Mazelee, head over to merp.page to read the full transcribed interview on our blog and more behind the scenes information. To support, check out Heaven Sent on Spotify.